can only imagine how scary it must be for his kids, seeing him seize multiple times in a row.
Dad.
Space to 36.
Responding Delta for a 51-year-old male patient with seizure activity.
Yeah, this one right here.
We'll go check this out.
When we receive a call for a patient having seizures, it's definitely potentially serious. You know, are they still seizing? Has the seizure subsided? Will they have more than one?
Hello, guys. Paramedics.
Just relax, you're having seizures.
This call came in from the family. I believe it was the daughter who called 911.
What happened? Did he have a seizure? Or? And you guys saw it?
I can only imagine how scary it must be for his kids, seeing him seize multiple times in a row.
Oh yeah, he's seizing again. He's actually had about 6 or 7 seizures, and that's a lot for his body to handle. What is this?
This is Versed.
Now we need to start thinking about medication to stop his seizures. We're gonna give you a poke in your arm here. 1, 2, 3, poke.
Well, as scary as it is for this daughter to witness her dad having a seizure, she did a very good job in recognizing he needed help and initiating 911.
So we gave your dad some medicine. Okay, we put it in his arm, and it's gonna help stop his seizures. But we're gonna have to take him to the hospital, okay, to kind of get his levels re-regulated.
It must be very frightening for these children in this situation. They've had to call 911 for their father. Now there's strangers entering their home.
Dad. Dad.
Hey.
1, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, stairs here. The patient is very sick, and fortunately, his children were there to call 911 for him, and we were able to control his seizures.
He was transported to hospital. When he came to, he had no idea how he got there or what happened. A doctor at the hospital worked with this patient and provided him with new medications.
Base to 27. The responding alpha for a 51-year-old male. It's attempted suicide with self-inflicted lacerations. City police are en route.
I'll grab the bandaging kit and the monitor.
Oh, do you think it's those apartments?
Yeah.
When we get called for a attempt, the first thoughts in my mind are the location of the injuries, the depth of the injuries, and the number of injuries. Attempts are a call that we respond to quite frequently, and one of the most important things is to maintain an empathetic tone and respect for the patient when they're explaining the story and the events that led them up to the attempt.
Can I take a peek at these? Let's have a look. Just stay very still for me. Stay still. Perfect, just like that. Nice and still.
I assessed the patient and I noticed that there is a superficial wound on the top of each wrist.
When did you do this? You just keep that other hand over there, okay? Keep that other hand over there. 20 minutes ago? What did you use? Scissors? There you go, just keep that hand there.
If they looked
Could someone come
around,
over here and just buy his
they
hand,
could
please?
not find
That's okay.
a knife.
Have you done this before?
Yes, many times.
Yeah.
The patient tells me that he's attempted suicide several times before.
Is it just the wrist? Or anywhere else? Well, we're gonna take you to the hospital and get you somebody to talk to, okay? And we'll take good care of you.
Although the wounds are superficial, they still need to go to the hospital to get checked out, and he will need to go see psych.
Have you been in psych before?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
Oh, we know.
Myself.
I understand.
In this situation, the way Holly handled the call, listening to him, sometimes a person in the situation that he's in just needs someone like that.
Why don't you come with me?
You got some shoes by the door?
For this patient, I think he just needs somebody there for him. I think it's just a cry for help.
It's tough to speculate on the intentions of a person in this situation.
There, now you can see.
Whether they were committed to killing themselves or looking for help, it doesn't really change what we do. Sometimes people are at a situation in their life where they can't cope anymore. And their last resort is to call someone to their house to help them out. And that's the paramedics. He was transported to the hospital, treated for soft tissue injuries, and assessed by psych.
You're responding after a 28-year-old female. Possible overdose on fentanyl. She is not conscious, not breathing.
So left here.
Fentanyl is a very strong drug. It's 80 to 500 times stronger than morphine. It can cause people to lose consciousness and stop breathing.
Fentanyl is such a potent drug, a single dose can be fatal.
You're arrested?
Yeah, we're 99.
We're 99.
We don't know anything about her. Friends found her 10 minutes like this.
You know, any call for cardiac arrest, every minute, every second on this call makes a difference in the outcome of this patient.
We don't know what she used. Can anyone go talk to the people?
We are literally working against the clock. From the time we make patient contact, we have about 20 minutes to resuscitate them before death becomes imminent.
What's your name? What's your name?
We need to get some background information from the friend or anybody who knows this patient.
They're doing everything they can for her, okay? We're gonna do...
on a pulse when they got here. Because we would give her CPR for 15 minutes and give her that emergency.
I'm gonna grab more.
This patient's veins are heavily scarred from using intravenous drugs, so that's why we choose to start an IO, which is when we drill a needle right into the bone cavity to administer medications.
I'm pushing epi right now.
Okay, first epi's in, I'll event this.
Epinephrine is essentially adrenaline to help restart this patient's heart.
We have Narcan coming as well.
We're giving this patient Narcan to reverse the effects of the opiates.
How much Narcan do you want?
0.1, 0.5, I guess.
So apparently she got Narcan. They did CPR for 15 minutes before you got here and said that she had a pulse before you guys got here.
Hey, we've had one epi so far, right? Do you want to just check a pulse? Yeah. Check a pulse, guys.
Every 2 minutes we check for a pulse. If there's no pulse, CPR continues.
She's asystole. Let's get back on the chest. I'll dump this charge.
So the longer a patient is in cardiac arrest, the less chance of survival they have.
Okay, second epi's going in.
Justine, can I get your help here? Oh, I need suction.
Suction.
Good. Good. What are we at for epis?
We have 2. I'm pushing bicarb. Let's get another milligram of Narcan.
Narcan, I got it in my pocket. If you want to pass me a syringe, I'll draw it up. You got it. Okay. 180, charge it.
We're still asystole. Let's get back on the chest, switch it up. We'll dump that charge.
Let's find out for a time for 99.
We're approaching that 20-minute mark, so this is now a last-ditch effort of what we can do to resuscitate this patient.
So we got about 5 more minutes and it's 20 minutes, guys.
End title's 25. We got 2 epis, a milligram of Narcan, and a bicarb, and a second milligram of Narcan here both. Okay, so this second milligram of Narcan's going in. I'm just gonna wait another minute before I give this epi. Okay, the third epi is gonna go in here.
Okay. So we got 3 epis in. We got a bicarb, man. We've given 2 milligrams of Narcan. Got fluid running. Still asystole.
What are we at for compressions, boys? 155. We'll charge this in just a second here.
Pupils are fixed and dilated.
How old is she?
28.
Oh, really? Chest. Asystole.
Okay. Are we calling it right now?
Yeah.
We're gonna call it. Okay.
2354.
That's fine. 2354. We'll call it. Everyone's cool with that.
We did everything we could. Unfortunately, at this point, there's nothing else that can be done. It's a very tragic situation. You know, you feel for the patient, you feel for the patient's family and friends.
Just cover her up.
And unfortunately, it's a growing crisis where all it takes is one bad dose to end up in a fatality.
The amount of trauma that we see in our lives is uncomparable.
I think a lot of paramedics don't talk about the way they feel about a call or whether or not they internalize the call.
You can't take things home with you that you've seen or done at work.
It's hard to do. You have to feel, but at the same time, there's a balance.
Once they're done, they're done. I don't remember a lot of the calls that I go on purposely because I don't want to.
It sounds cold, but that's how you survive in this industry.
Base to 67. You're responding Delta for a 55-year-old male, having chest pain, not breathing normally.
$55 male with chest pain.
First thing we need to figure out is this cardiac related, or is this more of a muscular issue that he's having?
I haven't tried the door yet. You got those gloves? Call an ambulance? Hello? Can we turn on some lights? Can we turn on some lights?
I don't need an ambulance.
Let's just find these lights. Okay, sir, what's happening today?
I had a bad accident there a couple days ago.
Can I check your heart rate there? I just want to feel your wrist. Okay, you said you were in an accident?
I did a little while ago there. Like I hurt myself real bad here.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't breathe.
How long is a little while ago?
Amazing.
So as we meet the patient, I start to kind of take a look around the apartment.
You got bugs crawling in your apartment all over the place, eh? We can see bugs on the wall, on the ceiling, on the floor.
Bugs everywhere.
There's movement on the floor around the garbage can, and there's movement that's going across the ceiling.
BB's in here, let's go.
I'm an IV user.
You're an IV drug user?
What are you injecting here?
Dilaudid's a form of an opiate, kind of like morphine. It's very good for pain control, but it's also highly addictive.
Don't touch any of that.
Let's get you outside. Yeah, grab your keys.
This gentleman's addiction has clearly taken a hold of his life. He started to neglect everything else.
So he's saying that he fell off his bike a couple days ago, just a pedal bike, and he's got some pain to his ribs.
Sorry, that hurts, a little bit of pressure?
How did you get started on your Dilaudid, Richard?
That goes back to 1982.
What happened in 82?
I fell off a roof. I used to be a roofer.
Turns out that about 20 years ago, this guy had a serious work accident and has since become addicted to opiates.
So I used to just pop it. But then I found out this bastard
inject?
Yeah.
He needs some help. With luck, he'll be able to get that treatment and get his life back together.
Have you talked to your doctor about the methadone program?
I don't want the meth. I'd rather get sick. How long are you gonna be sick for? 3 days?
How long have you been using for?
20 years.
Yeah, 3 days isn't gonna cut it. He seemed pretty sincere that he wanted to quit his addiction once and for all.
I'm gonna beat this.
I think you will.
I'm gonna.
It sounds like you're ready to be done.
I am. I want to stop.
He went to the hospital and was given a chest x-ray and a further cardiac workup. The patient is doing better now. He says he wanted his story told so that others know calling for help is the right thing to do.
Base to 36.
Call has been updated to a Delta, 88-year-old male, not conscious, slow breathing rate. He's also a palliative patient.
So we're responding for an 88-year-old male. This might be some end-of-life care that we might be going to here. So this might be a little bit different of a call than we're normally used to.
What are the chances he's got a DNR?
Probably quite good if he's palliative. There's different types of do not resuscitate orders. No CPR, no intubation. Maybe the patient doesn't want transport to the hospital.
It's gonna be right here.
You have a palliative patient, the family is obviously upset, and they know that their loved one is leaving the house, for the last time. And so you just treat them with as much respect and empathy as you can.
Okay. Where is your dad right now?
He's on the couch.
He has cancer?
Yes. Yeah.
Where's his cancer? He's in the bladder? Okay. And what's your dad's name? Lloyd? Hi, Lloyd. My name is Christian. Can you open your eyes? Lloyd, I'm gonna take a listen to your lungs here. Nice deep breath for me.
You see patients every day, every shift and every week
And again, nice deep breath, Lloyd.
that suffer like Lloyd had been suffering, but it just doesn't ever get any easier.
Lloyd, can you talk to me? No, do you just feel weak right now?
It's extremely tough to see somebody who's so sick.
So in terms of treatment, from a family's perspective, what would you guys like accomplished in Lloyd's treatment?
I was caring for him at home, and I just can't look after him anymore.
Right.
I can't get him to the bed, to the bathroom.
To the bed, to the bathroom, okay.
I'm gonna help sit you up here.
Okay, there we go.
You know, if he was wanting to be at home, or, you know, like pass away at home.
He wants to pass away at home.
It's just not in your means right now.
I can't look after him here.
The closer to end of life you get, it's down to feeding. Maybe he can't even stand up or walk anymore. Can he go to the washroom himself?
1, 2, 3, yep.
It's 24/7 care, then that can be a lot for the family to cope with.
One of the most difficult aspects is not only treating the patient, but treating the grieving family.
We transported him to hospital and he was admitted to palliative care.
I've been a paramedic for 9 years. It brings a lot of satisfaction knowing that people you've never met before put this much trust in you to help them or their loved one or their family member during their worst time or their worst day.
Lloyd, I'm gonna take a listen to your lungs here. Nice deep breath for me.
Makes what you do worthwhile.
Echo response for 30-year-old female, possibly choking or possibly overdose on MDMA. Patient is unconscious, not breathing normally.
1967 copies.
That's crystal meth.
Yeah.
How do they know that?
On this call, we're told that the patient is choking or a drug overdose. My first thought is, are they breathing?
Dispatch information tells us to respond to echo. Echo is our highest response priority. It means there's an immediate life threat.
Hi.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
One victim in there. We got another one going down over here.
What's going on?
Narcotic overdose.
Is the patient alive or
A
what?
little bit. Looks like it.
Narcan was given.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay, Brett, we got another one right here. I'll work with this one and Mike. On the other side of the ambulance, there's a patient who's fading in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, just grab your bread.
Is she breathing on her own?
She was trying.
Gasping.
I'm in the back of the ambulance assisting another paramedic. The patient's overdosing, and one of the side effects of an overdose is that you go into respiratory arrest.
Okay, I'll grab my bed, Mike. Mike gives her a painful stimuli to try and wake her up, but he has minimal response from her.
Rob, we got 2 narcotic overdoses, one in the back with Otto in 89, and we got another one right here.
There you go.
She's got a
Base to 1990, 1652.
Come on, my girl. Tell us what you took.
1990, I'm not sure if you're already aware, but the northbound.
I'm drawing up the Narcan that's necessary to reverse the effects of the narcotic.
Well, when we got here, the one girl, the first one, was laying there. We occasionally hear her gasping. Her face is totally blue. She's not breathing.
We believe our patient's overdosed on an opiate. This is shutting down her breathing. We need to get this patient loaded on our stretcher and into our ambulance as soon as possible.
You guys ready?
10-475, we've got 3 patients.
Bloody scary, eh?
Can you wake up for me?
The story is that they were doing stuff other places, mixing their drugs up, and then they came here.
So these patients met a guy just outside of the store with a white powder crushed up in his hand. He offered it to them. They decided to snort it out of his hand, even though they didn't know what it was.
They're calling it purple heroin.
This night on this call is the first time I've ever heard of purple heroin.
So some heroin.
Hey, I squeeze her pressure point and wake her up briefly.
Hey, talk to me, please. What did you take today? Talk to me here, ma'am.
Was it a pill or did you inject?
She passes right back out.
Open your eyes. Just don't take those drugs anymore.
Our patient's stable, she's breathing, and she needs to be seen in hospital.
Next time you won't be breathing.
Stats are like 50 right now. Initially, she was responding to pain. She's not responding to pain anymore.
Our patient's breathing right now, but she's fading more and more away. We need to get some Narcan in her.
Yeah, we're getting deeper and deeper, Mike.
In this case, we have really bad drugs in town, purple heroin. It's lethal, it's on the street, and obviously these people got into something they weren't aware of what they were doing.
They were monitored in hospital until the drugs cleared the system and they were released.